Welcome to the Rush of Fear podcast, where we're covering Universal Orlando's premier scare event, Halloween Horror Nights, for our sister podcast, the unofficial Universal Orlando podcast. Like we said on the previous episode, the three of us attended opening weekend together, and we had a wild time. But in this episode, we are going to be discussing the Scarezones and shows. So, let the mayhem begin.
What a rush of fear.
What up, players? We're here. It's time for the second episode. We're doing it.
Oh my god.
We're here to talk all about the outside stuff, the fun stuff you don't gotta wait in line for. We're here, and this is me. My name is Kenneth, and I'm here joined by my friends and cohorts, Michelle.
Howdy.
And Maddie.
Mommy, I see Abigail in the window.
That's a house. This is a Scare Zone episode.
Oh my god. Kenneth.
Wow.
What did you put in your water?
Hydrogen and oxygen.
Are you sure it's not your roommate's quote unquote water that you got out of the freezer?
Oh my.
Oh Lord. All right. Well, let's jump into Scare Zones, guys.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to start at the front of the park as if we're walking through the gates.
Yes.
So first walking through, I didn't really experience the Scare Zone at all. I don't even know what it's called. The HHN. Is
30
it the
years,
icons?
30 fears.
Yeah.
So just to preface, we talked about it in our first episode about opening weekend, but we did not really see Scare Zones the first night.
Right.
Until the very end of the event. And even then, a lot of people weren't up on stilts. We didn't see it to their fullest. So the second night is really, really, really when we got to experience a lot of the Scare Zones. Kenneth and I I think we lapped the park like twice, looking at all the Scare Zones. I definitely did a walkthrough. Michelle,
the second night Michelle was with her family. Mm-hmm. And Maddie and I were hanging out with a few other people. We had kind of a big rotating group where Maddie and I stuck together. And so we did everything together other than houses on Wednesday. Or Wednesday. What am I talking about? On Saturday.
Wednesday, yeah.
Yeah, on Saturday.
We made sure that we stopped in the Scare Zone and really took it in and watched what was going on. Yeah.
So, these are all second night, at least for me and Maddie, second night observations of what we saw in the Scare Zones.
Yeah.
And 30 years, 30 fears, I will say, even on the second night, we did not spend very much time in that zone. Which
is unfortunate because it looked like it had a huge presence, right? With all of the sign up front glowing and all these different little stages. But every time I walked through it, there wasn't really anything that made me want to stay and hang out.
I will say, I think I now Anarcade is my baby. Anarcade is the best thing that has ever happened to me. But this, literally.
It was good. It was so great.
Yeah. This Scare Zone, though, I think is what an Avenue of the Stars Scare Zone should be.
Yeah. You know what I just thought about? This zone, it feels like a disservice to it to even call it a scare zone. Because if you think of it more as okay, so there's the universal arches that you walk through before you get in the park. And then after you're in the park, you walk through this
HHN
entryway.
Arches. Yeah.
Entryway HHN arch that kind of welcomes you into the event. And so if you think of it less as a scare zone and more of just welcome, you are here now. This is our opening statement. This is what you're in for. It's fire, it's lights, it's there are characters in there, but I think it's less about them scaring you, or it's less about being a scare zone, and it's more about just saying, we're back, baby. This is HHN, that's kind of
true.
how it feels more.
I think
that's true.
Yeah, I think they finally realized that this is such a pinch point And it gets so crowded because no one thinks to enter the park and then go directly to your right. You know, everyone wants to go down that main thoroughfare.
Yeah. Well, and especially when it looks the way it does.
Yeah. And so to finally have we have people in this zone. You know, we have the two dancer girls up on the big stages. We have a scare actor on each one of the bricked stages. And the girls on the top are in the same costumes for each cast, but the ones on the brick stages actually rotate through different costumed scare actors for each set. So each time you walk through, you're going to see a different set of vintage HHN characters. And then there's usually two stilts. There's 2 stilts per cast, and those 2 are also rotating costumes. And then there is a single scare actor on the ground with a chicken knife. It's a knife with a chicken.
Yeah.
It's
what was
chicken.
that?
I don't know, but it's hilarious.
She stuck it in your face. I was like, wait,
she did. Oh my God. My eyes almost got gouged.
Yeah. You're like, did I just get gouged by a chicken or a knife? I don't know.
But it's welcome to Horror Nights. Welcome to our big anniversary year. But hey, this is also a very used walking path. So
right.
Yeah.
But it's beautiful. And if you guys, did you guys notice the icons' voices along with the audio track, the music track?
No.
Yeah. So each of the icons that you see on the big comic book style pictures on either side, along with the background music, they in order, I guess, say their main icon line. You hear the storyteller say her thing from that one commercial where she's like, oh, you need a good bedtime story. So they each say something.
Okay. Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah. It's awesome.
It was a very beautiful zone, but I agree with Kenneth. It wasn't a scare zone. It was more like a entryway for sure.
But I think the good thing though is that they've kind of figured out how to do that, because there was in 2007, I want to say, there was Altars of Horror, where it was they didn't even build a set. They just put the names of each IP and a couple characters from that IP were standing near it. And it was it was just embarrassing, honestly. It's the worst scare zone that has ever been made, because it was basically an ad for the event you were already at, but it wasn't being upfront about it. You know, it was still trying to be a scare zone, even though it was barely anything at all. Yeah. And I feel this zone is so impressive looking that you kind of, even if you don't register it, I didn't register it until just now, my kind of what I think that it is they were going for. You walk through it and you're just we're here. We're here and it's happening, you you just kind of get that instead of, I don't know that anyone would even want, you can't really hang out there, So you just walk through, you see a couple people and you're like, all right, let's go do some houses. Let's go hit the night,
that they had the big icons signs set up and lit up in a way that was perfect for photo ops.
Oh yeah.
That was perfect.
Yeah. Well, I was just going to say, it's because we always get I wish they had done a better archway thing. I always see the picture of when the usher was the icon and what they did with the arches out front. And I think as iconic as the big circle with the pictures on the side, arches, is that's what we're used to. Within the past years since I've been going, you don't walk into the park and see anything that says Halloween Horror Nights. So this is nice to finally, I want them to have this up every year, because it's so beautiful and inviting in the weirdest way.
It's your second gateway into the event. And it's just cool.
I love it.
Sweet.
And the last thing I was just going to say is kind of just building on what I was saying before is, for years they've tried to put an actual scare zone here. And sometimes they try to tie it into the event. I would say last year with an arcade is the best example of, yes, this is of kind of a palette setting for the entire event. This is the whole vibe this year, right? This is the overall aesthetic of the event, is this 80s arcade look and feel and sound. But it was also an actual scare zone. And so like that one was really good in that way. But I think they're going kind of the other way with it, where it's just setting the table. And that's all it is. And it does it great.
I really did like, though, when they used that area for the, I forgot the name of it, but the fairy tale characters in 25.
Oh, yeah. Scary Tales, Scream Punk.
Scream Punk, yeah. I liked that a lot. That was very cool.
I never got to see it.
What?
Because I was always working.
Oh, God. That was so good. And it was all fairy tale characters walking around, but like creepy versions of them. It was very cool. So it can be done, but regardless, this was cool. It was almost like a gateway to hell. Like, you're here.
It can be done, but I think you kind of have to pick one or the other. You know, it's hard to do both. And Arcade is a miracle because it did both. But usually it kind of has to choose one of the two options. And I think that they kind of nailed it on this one.
Yep.
And I like that it's a rotating cast.
Yeah,
so it's not the same. But they're all, because I was talking to the one coordinator in there, and they're all like actual characters and costumes from the previous events. So you do get that. I
definitely recognized some like Pumpkinhead character. I was like, I know that guy.
Yeah,
I love
you. There's the Pumpkinhead, and then there's also the Pumpkinhead stilt from the Harvest.
Yeah,
the Harvest. Yeah,
those were awesome. The light up ones.
Yeah, so he's one of the stilts in one of the casts, the opposite cast of the other pumpkin guy. And then you have Bone is in there. Yeah. You have the one fleshy guy who I don't recognize, but I'm sure he's vintage. Yeah, but they're all from the previous events, so it's awesome.
Yeah,
and that's what this year is for.
Very cool. I need to definitely spend some more time in there when I go back. All right, moving on back to New York.
Oh, yeah.
You guys liked this a lot.
Yes. And it's so funny because I've heard so many, like the spectrum of this scare zone and how people enjoy it or don't enjoy it is so varied.
Yeah, it has a wide variety of reactions.
So what was the official name of this scare zone?
Seek and Destroy.
Seek and Destroy. Okay. Are you sure there wasn't like more to it? Because everything has like a 10-sentence long name.
I'm reading it off. I'm reading off the website right now. Okay. I have the website pulled up. I'm looking at everything.
Yeah. So you guys did definitely like this scare zone more than I did. I wasn't like super impressed. I thought the concept was cool. I thought the spotlights were awesome. Loved it.
Here's the thing. I might be blinded by the spotlight because I saw this zone it's not scary. Well, I'll just say that straight up. It's not scary. But what it is it's alive. You look around and there's something happening everywhere you look. You look up in the air and there's something happening. Like the whole street from the ground, from the bottom of the street to the tops of the buildings, everywhere you look is part of this zone, and the lighting design and the sound design. All of it works together to where like the street has not felt that alive since The Purge to me. The Purge is another one that like you could see it from a mile away and be like, oh my God, what is happening over there? That's kind of how this zone feels to me. And that's what I love about New York zones, or when they are done right. That's what kind of what does it for me. The characters will learn to scare. That costume looks like it would be very difficult. It's not scary. The costume's not scary. So scaring in it is an uphill battle for sure. But the design of the zone and the story being told and the way that it's laid out, the controller is so cool. This zone does everything right for me.
Except I think for me, I guess it's the costumes that didn't really do it for me. I mean, it was a creative way to give them to give the scare actors safety, because they had those look like helmets on basically. So, there's nobody spitting in their eyes anytime soon.
Yeah.
But but they weren't scary, like, at all. I feel like they could have made the costumes a little bit more scary for the concept.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I
kind of, as much as they're not scary, I kind of like the look of them, though.
I do too.
It feels
really
very like vintage, like Invasion of the Body Snatchers style, like old school sci-fi horror, you know?
But throw some blood on them or something. I don't know.
That might be something.
Like, they're literally like, the premise is they're supposed to be walking around either converting people or killing people to take their blood, right? So, like, and they're carrying these chainsaws around to kill people. Wouldn't they have like blood spatters on them or something?
Well, the characters that have the chainsaws have aprons on them that have blood splatter, but all the other ones are kind of like, I would assume kind of like military-esque. I don't know though. I don't know. I think I love how full it feels. Like, even though, you know, we don't have things that we've had in the past. Like in Vamp 85, we had the different set pieces, and like in Zombieland, we had the different set pieces. And in this one, we do have set pieces, but unlike those past 2 New York Scare Zones that I've seen, they actually use these set pieces. They're up on them. They're doing things with them. Like all of the raised platforms, the scare actors can climb on top of, and they have spotlights that they can like move around and interact with you down on the ground. And like, it also just feels so full. Like, there's so many scare actors, and you can spot them. You know, it's a lot easier to see how full of a cast it is, as opposed to like Vamp 85 or Zombieland, where they're in just regular people clothes. You know, they just have like the blood on them, or they have the fangs and things like that. It feels full. And I think, especially this year with like our COVID restrictions and things like that, I don't think a lot of the scare zones this year are meant to be, unfortunately, scary. Like I think Eddie's zone would be the only one that I think I could get a really good scare, because it's a bit darker. You know, you have that kind of like more classic street scare actor feel, and we'll get to that. But this one just, I don't know. It's a story. Like, you can, I understand the story.
For me, and maybe it was there and I didn't see it, but what I'm missing that I think that would have made it better for me was a live sacrifice.
Seriously, it's possible.
That's fair.
And have been other scare zones where they had like somebody actually being killed on stage. Like, they should do that, where they grab somebody, quote unquote, a guest out of the streets and like drag them up to the stage and like hook them up to the machines. Like, that would have made it better for me.
That's fair. Yeah.
It's possible that is there. And like, we just didn't spend enough time there to see it. I'm going to say this zone will always have a place in my heart now, because the controller knew my name. And so I got called up to the stage by the controller to submit to the controller. And then the controller said my name as he told me to stand up or whatever. And the business was over. So huge shout out to whoever that was who recognized me and gave me that moment. That was super, super fun.
Super cool.
I have that video on my Twitter, if it's not still on the Rush of Fear Instagram. So
yeah, I don't know. I like it. And I like the use of this year, and I'll say in every zone too, because there's so many this year, but the use of stilts this year is out of this world.
I think there's stilts in every single scare zone.
There is. There's only a single stilt in Crypt TV, and we'll get to that because it's next. But in all the other ones, there's at least 3 to 4 per cast. And I think Seek and Destroy actually has like 5 or 6 per cast.
Yeah.
But the front one has 2. Eddie has like 3 or 4. They're man.
Yeah.
Still, actors are in high demand this year for Horror Nights, which I think is
that's
awesome.
A good way to keep them safe, socially distanced. up in here.
But it also just even like I love looking like if you have your back to Texas Chainsaw Massacre and you're looking down the streets of New York, I love the varying heights of the actors this year. Like you have the ones on the stage over by the controller, you have the ones on the ground level platforms, then you have the one that's on the platform with the 2 tubes stuck into the humans. And then you have a scare actor with a spotlight in each one of those guard towers. So there's just this cool level to the event. Yeah. And then you have the spotlights even up above that. I don't know. There's something about it.
That scare zone is like Disneyland with like the different levels of movement,
Yeah.
Of like the submarine and the monorail and the baskets or whatever, the people mover.
Exactly.
Like, that's what this zone feels like. And you're right, because it has stilts, it has chainsaws, it has regular scare actors, and it has an interactive screen thing. It's like, it's got so much all going on at the same time, and it works together, and it looks chaotic in this beautiful way. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, 100%. I'm bringing my camera in for like 3 hours tomorrow, and I'm knowing myself, I'm just going to spend the whole time in that zone. It's like photographers like kid in a candy shop, like that spotlight with the fog. They are pumping the fog this year. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes.
It's probably got a bunch of sanitizer in it too.
I hope so.
Oh, that'd be awesome. What's
All
next?
Right, so moving on to Crypt TV.
Crypt TV.
Surprisingly, this is one of the zones I actually spent probably the most time in, which I didn't, and not purposely, to be honest with you.
We spent a good bit of time in there too, but I think for us, we were trying to figure out what it meant.
We were very analytical. We were standing there staring at each character for like 5 minutes each, being
in the
like,
way.
There's nowhere to be out of the way in that zone.
No, there's not.
They need to figure out something else besides San Fran zone, because this zone especially is a disaster as far as like guest flow goes. The zone itself, I think, is if it really relies on you knowing who the characters are. I don't know if you walk through there and you don't know who they are, that you would really be interested in what's happening in there.
Which is funny because I don't know who they are other than the look-see. That's the only one that I had watched prior to the event. Mm-hmm. So I knew who the look-see was, but all of those other characters I didn't know. But they were visually fascinating to me. And especially when I took Krissa through for her first time at HHN, those characters were very interactive. And I don't know if it was because that zone wasn't getting a lot of love, which it usually doesn't because of its placement. So it just wasn't as busy as some of the other zones. And we were able to just kind of hang out at the stages and take pictures a lot and interact with those scare actors a lot more than we could in other zones. And my daughter really had fun with that, which was cool.
Aw, that is good. I think Kenneth and I definitely, because I walked through it earlier in the day, and I will say I kind of had a similar experience where it was not as busy. Kenneth, we must have gotten it like as a Nightmare Fuel show let out, but like it was packed. It was hard.
We were there, but we were there. Well, we were there after a Nightmare show got out because we went immediately after a Nightmare Fuel show.
Did we?
Yeah, we left Nightmare Fuel and then went to see Crypt TV because they forced us to go that way.
Whoops.
But we were there for long enough that like that wasn't why it was still crowded, because the traffic was coming both ways. So that's the other thing. It was like it was really just crowded. But I can see it being a good interaction zone because most of the characters are not allowed to leave their stage, so all they can do is work the crowd basically, from up on their stages.
They're just up there on their stages. I don't know. I like you, Michelle. I only watch the look-see, but I know now, by looking at them, I knew besides the two on the side stages and then a few in the middle, I knew who each one was just by like name and like visual recognition. But yeah, I mean, the stages though are so big. They had the same problem in the Hillbilly Deluxe. The stages are so big. And it's not about the scares anymore in that zone, especially in this one because they have to stay on the stage for I think some sort of like
it's
agreement.
Like per the IP.
Yeah, like they have to be with their set piece. And so there is no scaring going on. It is simply show scenes. The Looksee will do his show scene. Miss Anity has like a trigger that'll set off some stuff in her stage. Same with the bird creature that's on the ground. Same with the Sunnyvale cult on the other side. Like, it's all show scenes. And that scare zone, that space is not right for it. Even with Fast and Furious not being open for the event this year and people exiting the ride, it is still so incredibly crowded. But even during the day, walking through that area in the day with no stages there, nothing relating to Horror Nights, it's still a thin spot.
You know what I wish they could do is like, because they have those cars parked outside the store for Fast and Furious. I wish that for Horror Nights, they could like move those cars and like just get them off stage. Like they're just not there during Horror Nights, and they could put those little stages back there and kind of clear up the main walkway.
Yeah.
You know, because there's a lot of space back there that they just can't use because those cars are sitting there, but like nobody's using those. The ride's not even open. Yeah. So like they could just move those. And I mean, they're probably not allowed to, but like, you know, we're just wishful thinking here. If they were able to put sets back there, I think that would solve a lot of problems.
Yeah. And like when we were walking through, like out of Crypt TV, I did point out that spot behind Louie's that is so big. That would be a great spot. I don't know if that's like an ambulance zone where like if an ambulance needs to get into the park, like that would be.
Yeah, it might be because it is right in front of guest or health services.
Yeah. But even Sting Alley, use the sidewalks in Sting Alley and throw those stages up against the buildings. It's such a, people don't use that air. Like you can walk around, you can walk through Sting Alley, South Street. Put them up on South Street. Because that is not an as used walkway.
The thing with South Street though, is that the parade in the day uses that street. So they can't put anything there that can't be moved away during the day.
Gosh darn superstar. Ruining all my plans. I don't think from now on they should use that zone for anything except like either a roaming horde or something that has like a single set piece and that's it. Because it's just not it.
Because even Invasion, which had pretty clear walkways, like got really chaotic. And like all it had was that UFO and like a truck.
Yeah.
And, you know, and it was like still pretty rough in there.
Yeah.
And now it feels like they're actively blocking the path, like trying to make bottlenecks. And
yeah,
I will, speaking more to the actual zone itself and like the performers and the characters, it was, the characters all definitely look good. I've seen a lot of these things. I've seen the Soot, and I recognized him when I saw him. I think he heard me saying his name, and he was like looking at me like, "Yep, that's me." Like,
yeah, they do all look very, very accurate to.
The Birch looks really cool. That's the Stiltwalker one.
Yeah, so cool.
The girl that was playing Shelly, which is like the girl in the schoolgirl uniform, right next to the Birch. She was like
moving.
constant. She was like the bus from Speed. Like she couldn't go under 50 miles an hour or else she would explode. Like she was trying to lose 100 pounds that night. I don't know. She was going crazy.
Have you watched her short?
No.
Okay, that's gonna be my thing tonight. I will watch it and then I will tell you if she moves that quickly in the show. Because I'm wondering if that's like because she doesn't have a trigger.
That quickly and that constantly. She never stood still for at all, like ever.
No.
And I was just watching her and just being like, you can't do that for 45 minutes 5 times a night. You're going to die.
Oh my God. The one that we saw, I follow one of the girls who does that character, and the one that we saw was not her, but the other one who plays her she's wearing Doc Martens, which I have a pair of Doc Martens, and I wore my Doc Martens on opening night, and I destroyed my feet. So like props to this girl.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
That's funny because that's how I feel about the lifeguards at Universal and Disney. I'm like, oh my God, you guys never stop moving.
We can't stop moving or else we'll get audited and fired. So.
Yeah, I'm like, God, how are you doing that? I would be dead right now.
Here. Yeah, no, but I looked at Kenneth. I was like, I hope she's wearing her Apple Watch because she is tripling her rings tonight. Props to you, girl. Props to you.
Amazing there. Also, the girl playing the girl in the woods that door that's like just in the middle of the area is from a short called The Door in the Woods, which then kind of spins off into a series about the girl who was responsible for the door opening and letting all these monsters out.
She has a knife for a hand.
Her hand gets bitten off by the creature that comes out of the door in the first short, or no, I think the third one. They're trying to put the monster back, and like when she like tries to close the door, it like eats her arm off, and so she has like a robot hand for the rest of the series.
With a knife.
Yes, it has like a knife extension that I guess this costume just like has it out. She is. Maddie and I were watching her so stressed out because she looks so normal and like does not look like a character when you first see her. And people were walking right up into her and like she would try to like scare them or look creepy. And she has no barrier between her and the crowd. And we were talking
about facial covering.
No facial covering, no barrier, no separation at all. And she looks just like a normal girl.
That security guard though had her back.
Yes.
I should have sent out like a UO fist bump on Twitter for that security guard because she is an angel sent from heaven. Yeah. As a female, like former scare actor, that security guard deserves every raise there is in the book.
Maddie and I were standing there watching the girl in the woods and just talking about how it was really stressing us out. And we're like, this poor girl, she's going to get hurt. And the security guard like heard us talking. She was like, I'm watching her all night. My eyes are on her and on that Santa thing over there. And we were like, yes, good. Thank you.
Props to you. Yeah. Yeah. But it's just, to have everyone else up, because like the Birch obviously like is not on a stage, but they're up on stilts. Like no one's going to mess with the Birch, blah, blah. But to have that poor girl as the only person not on some sort of stage, they could have easily.
And with nothing to hide behind because the bird isn't on a stage either, but the bird can go behind the door.
Right. But they could have easily put that door up onto a stage and just had her on the stage bopping around the door and like scaring out from the door. And she could have had some trigger with the door. And honestly, creative, hire us. But I
have a lot of ideas.
Yeah. Overall, it's a good zone. Again, not like the first one. I feel like I can't call it a scare zone. It's a zone, and it's show scenes, and it's directly from Crypt TV. They did an amazing job. I'm happy we're bringing not as well known IPs from like kind of more independent. Yeah, like more independent horror things that are out there into this big event. It's awesome because now, I mean, everyone's going to know what Crypt TV is now.
Yeah, it's going to blow up huge.
Oh yeah, it really will. I liked it. I enjoyed it, and I never saw it. I walked through it. I don't know how many times, and I never saw it busy like you guys did. So maybe it was just a timing thing with the shows letting out or something. I don't know.
Potentially, yeah.
But I enjoyed it, surprisingly. I really didn't think I would.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on. We are going to cross the lagoon and go over to Central Park area where we find Gorewood Forest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This one is always a beautiful scare zone. Always.
Oh, Those red veins going up the trees.
Yes.
Beautiful.
I was worried because I knew we wouldn't see the pumpkins this year because of wicked growth. But that was gorgeous, the way that they lit up the trees.
I haven't even really looked. I'm going to have to pay attention to that tomorrow because I was really focused on like looking at the character designs for the characters, which are really cool. I like the way they look. They're really interesting character looks like creatures.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you were crushing on the Terra Queen. Come on.
Well, it's because she was my first time.
She's your boo.
Yeah. The first thing I ever saw was her murder a person from the crowd.
Oh,
so
sweet.
I was like, aw, I'm here. I'm back.
Aw.
I wish there was more that happened with her, though.
Yeah. So this is not one of the zones that I've spent very much time in, so I didn't even see anything. All I saw was her standing up there. Is there anything that happens at all with her? Like, what happens?
Yes. So she has 2 triggers. Her one trigger makes a noise that is like her knife. And then the other trigger raises and lowers the person strung up. So like the person, because I stood there and I made sure I watched it happen. So the person starts strung up, higher up, unmoving, no twitches, no nothing. And when Terra Queen pushes the trigger, it starts to wiggle and make groany noises. And then it goes down into halfway into the box and then wriggles and comes back up. And that's it. Yeah. So I was kind of like, I mean, I feel like it would be hard to kind of have it wriggle down and then come up like a skeleton and then have it reset in the middle of a scare zone where you can't like cover it or anything.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. And like maybe COVID, there was supposed to be something else, a bigger show scene. And it's not just supposed to be her standing up there, but like, I don't know. But the rest of the zone, I mean, is beautiful. And like you said, those costume designs are wicked cool.
Yeah.
They were. I have a feeling most people didn't know who she was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and also,
she was she was at the beginning of the zone if you're coming from the Mel's Diner side, but like off to the right. So I might not have even noticed her my first time walking through, honestly, because I came from like the ET side.
Yeah. If I didn't run right up to her and like basically like bow down at her feet, you wouldn't have noticed.
Yeah. If I hadn't lost Kenneth and tried to find Kenneth, then I probably wouldn't have found the Terra Queen. But she was cool. She was definitely cool. And some of those other characters, whatever they were, like creatures crawling down with those arm branch looking crab leg things were kind of cool.
Like arm stilts.
Yeah. They're like giant praying mantis type looking, at least the arms are, because they can like use them as like walking sticks, but it's like part of their arm.
Yeah. Those were interesting.
They're so cool. So cool. They did a similar, so normally arm stilts are used when you're up on stilts as well. So if you guys have ever seen pictures of 2019 Horror Nights out in Hollywood, at the front of their park, they had this arm stilt on stilts, big wide mouthed ghost face kind of, I mean, absolutely terrifying scare actor. And I mean, when they're up on the stilts with the arm stilts, they can travel, I feel like a mile in a single step because they put those arm stilts out in front of them and then kick their feet up. And it's fantastic. Cool. But I love the fact that they use those for the on the ground scare actors because it's just such a cool creature design.
Well, there was one girl that I saw actually bending over and using them, and she looked super creepy. Yes. But then there were several other actors who weren't really, like they were just standing up with those, and they looked kind of weird. And I don't know, maybe they're heavy and hard to maneuver after a while. I don't know.
Yeah.
But when used properly, super, super creepy for sure. Mm-hmm.
It's a good way to make It's a good way to make a human look like non-human, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because like most creatures just look like a person in a costume, but like when you change the posture in a way like that, in a way that you can support yourself, like that goes a long way.
For sure.
It was cool. And the stilt, there was the one bigger tree-ish looking stilt like we had last year in Viking. And then there were 2 up by Terror Queen, 2 female stilts as well. And their creature design is really neat too, because it kind of looks like the picture of Terror Queen with kind of those like tentacle braid type that look. But they look really cool. I like it. It's pretty. I feel like I need to understand more of like her story to get the zone.
Yeah.
But even if I, didn't know anything and I was just a regular guest, it is a very, very cool looking zone.
Which is usually the case for that zone. It's usually the pretty one.
Yeah.
I'll have to ask. I have like 3 friends who are coordinators in that zone. So I will go through there and be like, so what's happening here? What's the story? You know? Also, I want to point out, and this is something that Gary, my dear friend and bandmate Gary Pounds, he pointed this out to me because I didn't recognize that character that's being sacrificed by the Terra Queen on the stage, the one that's like strung up. Apparently, that character's name is Eelmouth, and he was part of the event originally.
He was her like translator.
Yeah, he was like her assistant translator, right-hand man. And now he's the one being sacrificed. And no one really knows. All I've heard is people asking, like, why is she sacrificing Eelmouth? He's her friend, But like,
because she can't talk. Well, she can talk, but she speaks in a non-human language or something, right?
Yeah, she like hisses. She doesn't really. Yeah, she makes non-verbal sounds.
Yeah,
or non-language verbal sounds.
Why would
or at
she
least that's
kill
what
her
she did.
Friend?
I don't know, but she's a mean lady.
So sad. She's so small. Oh, all right. Well, what's next? Last one, Eddie.
Yes, lights, camera, action. Eddie's Revenge. Yeah. So this one was super cool. I liked it a lot, and this was probably the one that got me the most scare-wise, just because there were so many places for them to freaking hide.
And it's dark. It is a dark zone. Dark.
I guess it is.
Yeah, it's real dark. Like there are no lights on Eddie's stage once it gets dark. It's but I will never forget, Kenneth, that first night we walked up to that zone and you were like, oh my gosh. And then you ping ponged that zone like it was your job. You're like, oh my God, 55. And you ping pong and you're like, cool. Oh my God, Invasion.
Yeah.
It was great.
I only knew that my 2 scare zones had stages with representation in the zone. So I was like, well, I have to go see who they have representing these 2 zones that I was a part of. So in the Vamp 55 stage, there was a greaser vamp, a female greaser vamper. A female greaser vamp and the ice cream man, which the ice cream man, his cart is part of the stage. So I think it's I don't know if the casts have rotating characters and like maybe the other cast has a different Vamp 55 character with the ice cream man. Yes. But the ice cream man has to be there because his ice cream cart is part of the stage.
Yes.
He was cool. I liked him a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was the breakout character of that zone for sure. We were petitioning in that zone to have him be the official icon of the next year.
He was so cool. He called Krista over to him. He was like, come here, little girl. You want some ice cream? And she got really close and he like stuck it out in her face. That was cool.
I want someone to make a list because I can pick out quite a bit of who the scare actors are, but I need a full list of like every single character and what exactly they come from.
Yeah.
I think someone out there in internet land, make a list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, but during that initial ping pong, so I ran up to the Vamp 55 stage and the performer that was playing the greaser vamp was a performer in Invasion. And she played one of the alien scientists. So I ran up and I was like freaking out. And she's like, wait till you see what's over there. And I was like, oh, I know what's over there. I'm running over there to see her right now. And I ran down there and I saw the alien scientist. And I was just like, I wanted to give her a hug. I went up to her and I was like, I spent every night of 2017 taking care of you. And she was like, oh, like bowed to me, like, thank you so much. Like it was a beautiful moment.
It was. Can attest. It was a beautiful moment. But yeah, this zone, I mean, it is, this is a scare zone. Out of everything this year, this is a scare zone. And I mean, you have the main man, Eddie himself, in the middle. Him, along with Shelly and Crypt TV, are also getting their workouts in for this year. I mean, Eddie is already buff as heck, but he is going, I kid you not, when I got that slow-mo video where I was like kind of underneath him on the corner of his stage as he came up on top for our Instagram, it was like being front row at Shamu Stadium. I got so drenched with his sweat.
Ew.
Oh my God.
I was like, you are working so hard. Props to you. Like, you are whipping that chainsaw around with like it is your job, because it is.
Well, it is.
And like, doing a great job. And what's great about his is he can like take a few steps and be inside that stage. So then when someone comes around the side, he can step out to the corner and really like get that chainsaw in their face, which I think is so cool. Yeah. But like that zone has everything. I mean, cheerleader chainsaw. We have the witch.
The food truck.
Yes.
Did you guys see it with the lights on inside it?
Yes.
Yeah. Was anyone in there when you went by? I've only seen a picture of Jack in there sometimes, because we'll talk about Jack in a second. But like,
no, nobody was in there the first time I went by. But oh my God, the detail inside that!
So
I was like,
cool.
this is so cool.
There's like a dead person in there.
Yeah. It's awesome. It's such a good. I mean, everyone's in there. And it's so fun. Everyone
so
is
many recognizable characters.
Because of the way like the stages in the middle or the set pieces in the middle are set up, like there's so many places for scare actors to get you.
Yeah.
Because like no matter which way you go around a set piece, there's a blind spot. And I can't tell you like how many times they got me just because of the blind spots. It was so cool.
Yeah. It was good. And from what I've heard, so each cast has like almost the same characters, but there's a few that are switched out. So like the witch, who is played by my dear friend Stacy, she has a back-to-back who also is another dear friend. They're both great. They wear the witch costumes, but like no one else wears the ringleader costume. It's like, it's a different, because that's like her costume. But there's like another still actor that comes out in replace of like the white bat thing still from
the 25 scare zone, I think. The one that was in Central Park in 25.
Yeah. And
I
then
don't remember
like,
what that one was called.
The Dead Man's Wharf. It's only the Dead Man's Wharf on that one stage, which, okay, let's talk about that for a second, because that backdrop has nothing to do with the Dead Man's Wharf.
Yeah, that is not a Dead Man's Wharf backdrop, and I don't know why there's a Dead Man's Wharf character on it.
I don't either, but it's two different Dead Man's Wharfs on that one. But it's like, it's different. It's like there's only the ice cream man on the stage, but a different vampire comes out with each cast. Like there's two ground vampires for
that is
stage.
True. So what's the other one? Is it like a Bobby Sox girl? The poodle skirt girls?
I think it's just it's a guy greaser, at least from the pictures that I've seen. But you never know. Like Fire Crew Reserves, they can move in there as well, and they may switch it up.
Yeah. The greasers get all the love. What about the football team?
But yeah, it's such a good song.
Maddie, I haven't heard you say one word about Shrieks and Foons.
Oh my God, you're right. They're amazing. They're everything. I was just so starstruck by everyone else. They're awesome. They're awesome. I like have to go back and watch a video of what they looked like, because it's been a while since I watched that Travel Channel special. They're not exactly what I pictured, but I love them. They're so cute. When I went to go take a picture for the Instagram at the one on the stage, I don't like to like be like, can I take a picture? I'll just take a picture if they're like doing something. Like it can be candid. They don't have to be looking at me. Like I really don't care. I don't like to impose. But as I walked up, I was gonna try and like sneak a picture, and the Tekin Foon that was on the stage kind of like turned and like posed, and I was like, oh my God. Like, I love you so much. It's so fun. I love it. I love that they brought that back.
Yeah. So overall, the Scarezones were good. I would like to see them evolve a little bit more. So I'll be back middle of October. So I'll review them all again, of course, then. But the Scarezones I've seen better in other years, but the houses, have my heart for sure this year.
Yeah, none of the zones speak to me directly the way that some have in the past. But I mean, they are definitely good. The Eddie Zone. I love that they even tried to put a story with it. They're like, and it's a film movie shoot, and but it's like, who cares? We don't care about that. We just want to see all these fun characters that we remember from the past.
Yeah,
exactly. I think this year was always going, anniversary or not anniversary, this year was always going to be hard for Scarezones simply because of COVID precautions, and them, I think, trying to limit the amount of scare actors they actually have on the ground, which you can definitely see by the amount of stages and still walkers we have this year. But I am happy. I mean, like Delta variant and everything, like I know we probably shouldn't have unmasked scare actors on the streets that can come right up to us. But at the same time, I'm thankful that we do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah. But yeah, let's talk about the shows. We have 2 shows this year, Marathon of Mayhem and Carnage Factory, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
And then we have the Halloween Nightmare Fuel. What do we want to talk about first?
Michelle, you can choose.
Let's do the Lagoon show.
Okay.
It
was good.
Yeah. It was pretty good.
It was not last year.
No, Marathon of the original, the OG Marathon of Mayhem. I just don't know that can ever be topped. Like they set the bar so freaking high with that show.
Yeah.
I honestly didn't expect it to reach that this year. And it was true. But at the same time, they didn't have like some of the material to work with that they did last year, as far as like, and we discussed that, as far as soundtracks and things like that go. But it was good. I mean, it's still phenomenal. The things that they can do with those water jets and stuff are very, very cool regardless. But if you saw 2019's, it just pales in comparison. I hate to say that.
Because Kenneth and I kind of talked about this when we were leaving the show, but like if last year didn't exist, if this was the first year they'd ever brought a Lagoon show to Halloween Horror Nights and you had there was no original Marathon of Mayhem, this was the original Marathon of Mayhem. What do you guys like? Would you feel the same about this show as you do last year? Like if this was it, this is the only one we've ever seen.
Yeah. Besides
like the daytime show,
It's so hard to say.
Yeah. It's really difficult to put yourself in that frame of mind because I think I would have liked this show more if the other one didn't exist. I don't think I would have had the same reaction that I had to last year's or to the original. But I think I would have been really impressed. I love how Jack is very much the host of it. He's the face of the show. It's his show. It goes without saying that the music, and not even comparing it to the original show, just saying, point blank, the music from this year's IPs is just not memorable. There isn't memorable music from anything except for Beetlejuice, which is not part of the Lagoon show. Because I think this show was going for a much like darker, more straight up horror, intense horror tone that Beetlejuice doesn't really fit in with. Plus, I have a feeling that Warner Brothers just didn't want Beetlejuice and Leatherface and the bent neck lady in the same show.
Yeah.
You know?
I think I could have done without the IPs in the show. I don't think having Texas Chainsaw Massacre or whatever the Hill House section was, that wasn't really a Hill House section. I think if that hadn't have been a part of it and they did more kind of just like icon based show, I think I would have enjoyed it a lot more. I think the random, because we went from like seeing Jack to a random snippet of the bent neck lady, and then more icons, and then a random bit with Leatherface, and then back to icons. And it was just, for me, it was very like choppy. And I think if they had just made the entire show about the icons, it would have been a lot better for me.
Totally
but the music
agree.
was very cool. I mean, this year has, like, last year had that 80s synthwave feel to it, obviously because of like our Stranger Things and things like that. But this year definitely has more of like a rock, heavy metal, which is so cool. Cause like I personally haven't experienced an event with that feel, and I really like it.
It's very old school Horror Nights. Like the sound of Horror Nights always used to be like hard rock and metal. So it feels very, very classic to have that type of music throughout the entire park loop. You know, everywhere that you go in the park that isn't a scare zone has this like metal, just like rocking your face off everywhere you go.
Let me tell you though, I unfortunately got stuck at the gates for Saturday for 2 hours. It felt like, and I remember the moment when the music changed to Horror Nights music, because it was like, you know, it was playing like the Back to the Future theme song, and then it was like silent for like 2 seconds, and then it was like and I was like, oh wow, this is what? But like that arch loop is fantastic. I don't know what I heard, but it was so good.
Oh, I need to go camp out and check it out.
It was great. But like,
I agree with you that if the show had been icon focused, like that would have been so cool. Like to have each icon kind of taking over the spotlight, you know, that would have been great. The other thing about the Lagoon show that left me a little lackluster was like, it just kind of ended. You know, like the first Marathon of Mayhem had this big, huge finale, right? With like the rewind. And then it was like, just like, it was just like a crazy ending. And then you're like, yes, you know, this one was just like,
how did this one even end?
I don't know.
Can't even picture it.
It was just like,
that's the thing.
And now get out. I was like, wait, what? It's over?
I did love that they had that.
I think that the actual like final moments of the original show are not that much bigger than what's happening before it. Because if you go back and like that montage of all the IPs that happens at the end of the show before the very, very end is humongous. Like it's so immense. But then like the finale kind of announces itself with that rewind thing, you know, like that's the smartest thing they ever could have done to like help that final moment feel bigger than I think maybe it is compared to the rest of it, because you take a break, you have that rewind moment, and then it explodes out of silence, you know? Whereas I think this year's show just kind of, you're going, and then like it's at the highest point that it's going to get to, but you don't know that because it doesn't feel that much bigger than the rest of it. Because there's no like
watching a fireworks show, like, you know, when the finale's coming, right? Like it gets crazy, you know, the amount of fireworks going off, it just, you're like, oh my God, it's about to end. That's how that I felt the Marathon of Mayhem. It wasn't just about the rewind and like the fast replay. It was like the water, the fountains got bigger and just more chaotic. Like you knew it was about to be over. This one was just like, it just plateaued and then just stopped.
I think the music choices just don't work as well for me. And like, I'm not comparing it to the original show. You know, I'm just saying I don't remember the melody other than the fact that they use like some sort of like cover of Paint It Black. That's the only music that I really remember from the show, and that they use the like that classic Dracula, the da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da,
yeah.
when they do the Universal Monsters, like that's kind of the kickoff to that. And I really love those moments. Especially that Monsters moment. I don't really love Paint It Black as a song in general. So like this cover of it was like, it was good, but you know, I'm never gonna, and this is the thing I can boil this show down to. Like the final word for me, my final thought on this show is just, I'm probably not really gonna pull up this YouTube video to listen to it.
No,
you know, I'm not gonna miss this show and say like, man, I'm just gonna put on Carnage Factory just because I want to feel that feeling again, you know,
right?
Like that's the music of this doesn't connect in any way. And the
honestly,
music
I probably
is the
won't
strongest.
I won't even try to probably like watch it next time I'm at HHN this year.
I'll keep watching it because it's accessible and you don't have to wait in a line, and it's just a nice little break from everything. You go get a drink you go get a drink and some pizza fries
to watch it. It's not like the next show where you actually get to sit down and take a break.
Yeah, I mean, but Maddie can attest. Like we were with a huge group of friends when we saw this show, and it was a great time. And even though like most of us were kind of let down by the show itself, like it was just really fun to like, we were just standing around, hanging out, having a party for like 15 minutes before the show started. And then we all watched this thing together and we're like, all right, cool. What's next? You know?
And it really didn't, when we got there, I mean, we specifically got there early because you had that spot that you wanted, but I didn't notice like it start to get full until about 5 to 7 minutes before the show started. But transitioning into our next show, which is the Halloween Nightmare Fuel over in the Fear Factor stage. I mean, Kenneth and I got there. We saw the 11 o'clock show. We saw like the 9:30 Marathon of Mayhem, and then the 11 o'clock Nightmare Fuel.
9 o'clock Marathon and 11 o'clock Nightmare Fuel.
Yeah, which I did the opposite that night. That's funny.
Exactly. Yeah. So we walked over. We were like, oh, we probably only need like 30 minutes. We got
most shows at Universal say we recommend arriving at least 30 minutes before the start of the show. And so we're overeating in Monsters. And I'm like, oh, it's 10:25, Maddie. We better go.
So we Irish goodbyed and walked over, and we hit the like loop bridge of Diagon Alley, like not going through actual Diagon Alley, but the bridge around it. Mm-hmm. And I was like, what is that line for? Is that the line for this show? And indeed it was. We got into the line where the sidewalk like starts right at the doors of Diagon Alley. And it like, they like bopped us in and around and then into the corrals. But I mean, it was packed.
Wow.
I was shocked. I mean, maybe it's because it was the 11 o'clock show. It was a Saturday and people were like, oh, we'll do houses first and then see the shows later on, which like fair. I'm sure that's what a lot of people are thinking about doing. But like I was surprised. I mean, social distancing did not exist. It was packed. And then they obviously let Express and VIP or RIP in first. And then they let the handicap accessible line in next because they fill up that middle section. And it was like, 53, 54? And we were still standing in the corral.
Yeah, they didn't open the main like standby entrances until like 4 minutes before the show was supposed to start.
Yeah. And we were filing in like little sardines, just trucking along.
And they made you squeeze in too on the seat.
Yeah. And so I chose the seat, not really thinking about Kenneth and his eyesight. Million apologies.
There was no
buddy.
way with the way that things went. There is no way that we could have gotten a seat that would have worked for me with my eyesight. So like, it's not your fault. It was our timing. We should have gotten there like 3 hours early, apparently.
Yeah. But I was feeling the little anxious flutters. So we got a spot, like if you're looking at the stage on the right-hand side on the back row, but like only 2 couples down from that like middle kind of staircase.
The aisle closest to center.
Yeah.
We were like maybe 6 people down from there.
Yeah.
On the furthest right section, all the way in the back row.
We got that backrest though.
Yes, we did get a backrest from the handrail there. That was great.
But then the show started. And yep.
I'll just say I'm going to get my thoughts out of the way, because I'll just say all I could see was fire and the fact that people were dancing, but I could not see what they were doing or what their costumes looked like or what was happening. Yeah. All I saw was like, boy, they're really swinging around a lot of fire down there, aren't they?
Oh, so much fire. And that was very surprising to me. Very surprising on the fire. It's a dance show. It is a dance show with some magic, some
illusion.
The magic was cool. So cool. Some acrobatics, some dancing, some sexiness,
some near nudity. I mean,
near nudity. For sure.
My daughter kept going.
News to me. I couldn't tell.
My daughter kept going. Mama, this is inappropriate.
Oh, her poor 10-year-old little eyes.
I know. Mama, I don't think I should be watching this.
Oh no. It was good. I mean, we had no idea what it was because the sentence. We knew there was going to be fire. And we knew there was going to be dancing, and that's about it.
Yeah.
So
still all I know.
Yeah, it was good. The storyline confused me just a little bit, but I feel like you weren't like the storyline is not the most important part of that show, but they did a great job. The fire was definitely the most exciting part for me. But it was good. It's probably not one that I will personally go see every single time I go to the event. One, because that was hellish to get in there, and I can't do that this year. And also, two, I personally am a little burnt out on dance shows, but they did do a great job, and I'm very happy they're using Universal dancers this year instead of a third-party group, although the specialty acts are third party, and they did a fantastic job.
I loved it. I'm actually the opposite, Maddie. So I wouldn't necessarily, if I got to go as often as you do, I wouldn't make it a point to see it every time either. But I will make it a point to see it when I'm there in October, because I really liked it. And so did Nancy. Like, Nancy's a harsh critic when it comes to anything theme parks. And she really loved it. And Krissa, even though the costumes were a little too scanty for her, she liked it too. She was like screaming and fist, pumping and woo. And she was very impressed by all of the theatrics with the fire and the acrobats and stuff.
Yeah.
I was very easily impressed with the magic. Like, I'm sure most people are like, have seen that a million times, but I was like, oh,
I had no idea. Exactly. I mean, it was very, very impressive. I'm not saying it's bad or anything like that. It just, I don't know. It wasn't my cup of tea, but no, that magic was, I had no idea because there was nothing about magic or like illusions in that bio. So when they pulled the blanket away, I was like, oh my God.
I know.
Where did he go?
But as we know from puppet theater, I'm very easily fooled. So it might be a really easy trick. I don't know. But I'm like the chimp, in that video you see where the guy's doing the magic trick and he's like, oh, his mind is blown. That's me. So,
oh my gosh. No,
I loved it.
Was
but
good.
It's definitely a show I think that is best watched from one of the center sections, if you at all can be lucky enough to get in those sections. Because I was off, I was down towards the front. I was probably only about 10 or 15 rows up, but I was on the left side of the stage. So I didn't get like the full effect, I think, of the fire. And I was seeing it from the side. So I think it would be better from the middle, if at all possible.
And I think, well, I'm going to try, because Maddie and I were together on Saturday, and my pass has Express and Maddie's doesn't. So I was nice. Well, no, it's okay. That like we went and watched it in the standby line, and so I might try to go and use my Express on it one night and try to get a better seat that way. Maybe I think my friends Gary and Molly have not seen the show yet, so I know they have Express too. Maybe we'll all try to go see it together, and it'll be a better experience for me. But I just couldn't even really see what the show was.
Yeah. It was a great soundtrack, though. Really good soundtrack.
Miss Murder by AFI. Heck yeah. I love that song.
I mean, they start the freaking show with Welcome to the Black Parade, which is like threw me back to my middle school days. But that was, I mean, out of everything.
What was it? When Hunter was asking me about the show, and I was like, all I know is when we were walking into Scary, we heard Welcome to the Black Parade starting. And he was like, oh my God, so disrespectful. And I was like, what do you mean? He was like, it's like some dubstep remix. You wouldn't remix the national anthem. You would. I was like, okay, I guess you're right. Yeah.
Oh no, that's funny.
The soundtrack was very good though, and the I think the fire bit was the most impressive part for me when they whipped out that big cube-shaped fire thing for the end finale. I was like,
I don't even understand what that
was. That
I was watching it go around, and I was like, this I don't. Is this an eyesight thing, or is this like just doesn't make sense? Like, for anybody?
If that was me, I would be on fire. The person next to me would be on fire. The stage would be on fire. I don't mess with fire. Fire's scary.
Yeah,
but wow,
there's a lot of it in this show.
Oh my God, yeah.
I was really looking forward to this show because, like, I have a lot of team member friends, and the like number one thing I saw after team member preview night was, oh my God, Nightmare Fuel is incredible. All this stuff. So I was like, I gotta see this thing. What is this? And I mean, yeah, it looked impressive. It looked impressive. I just still also like I don't know dancing. Like, I'm not someone who really knows how. I don't know impressive dancing when I see it. Like, I don't know enough about dancing to be impressed by it. So it's hard for me to really get into dance shows like that unless there's something else to it. Because like the dancing sections in Bill and Ted's, I always was just like, okay, and like I get it. Let's get to the jokes, and like. Like the Academy of Villains shows, like the dancing was never my favorite parts of those. I liked the like specialty, like circus type acts of those shows. And so that for this, I don't know how much of an impact the show is going to make on me personally. That doesn't say, I'm not saying anything about the show itself. I'm just saying that like I might not be the audience for something like this.
No, yeah. I think the dancing was the sideshow, honestly. Like that.
Yeah.
That was not the point of this show for sure. It was okay. Part of it, but the dancing in there does not add nor detract from the show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
It's a bonus.
Yeah,
gotcha.
It's good.
All right. I think that is going to do it for this episode, guys. Thank you so much for listening. The third episode we're going to have in our opening weekend trilogy, we're going to have Chris from our sister podcast, the Unofficial Universal Orlando podcast. Him and Alexa got to go to, or they were invited to the media event for HHN. We are so thankful for that. So we're going to have him on the show, talk to him about his experience with the media event, the RIP tour, his opinions on everything. And yeah, just like interview him about the media event. So until that episode, thank you so much for listening. And we hope to see you soon in the fog. And as always, until the next episode, for more HHN content, be sure to check out our Facebook page at facebook.com/rushoffear. And be sure to follow us on Instagram at rush.of.fear. Kenneth and I will be attending and posting on the Instagram as much as possible just to keep you guys in the loop and in the know.
Yep. And if you would like to attend this year's event, please reach out to Mouse and Muggle Travel Company. Visit our website at mouseandmuggle.com and fill out a no obligation quote request, or you can email me directly, michelle@mouseandmuggle.com.
Yeah. Also, I would like to say my band Pangolin just released our Halloween-themed EP called Pangolin Presents the Family Ghouls. That is available for listening everywhere that you can stream music, and tickets to our live show are still available. That show's on October 2nd, and you can go to pangolinfl.com for all the information.
Do it.
Thanks for listening, everyone. The podcast has come to an end. Now get out.